Good evening, United Rogue Overwatch connoisseurs. We are back. Both myself and Zach. Hey, you like the Rams there?
Yeah.
For some Emerald action, we got some banger teams here. The Miami Caiman versus the Houston Flames.
Yeah, that's right.
Um, talk to
Yeah.
me. Talk to me.
So both of these teams are qualified for our playoffs. Houston currently sitting at a perfect record, trying to establish dominance as they are going into this postseason. Miami looking to strike back against Houston, show that they are more of a threat than more people are giving them credit for. As we go into both of these maps, Houston have gone through and banned out Ilios. Miami have gone through and banned out Busan, so we are starting on Antarctic Peninsula. Talk to me about these teams. What are we expecting to see going into this first map?
I mean, both of these teams have some legendary players on them. I honestly, every one of these players has pulled out something incredible in past weeks. So there's not I can't really mark any too many favorites. Of course, Storm being a Doom enjoyer, I hope to see the Doom, but we'll see. I will say this. Now I don't usually talk about other matches from that week on stream, but just last night we had what I can only describe as one of the most entertaining and incredible Rhine showdowns that I have ever seen. Even going to Eichenwald, the lore-accurate Rhine map, I mean, it was crazy. We're Booger's already asking in the chat if it's day 3 of the Rhine Olympics. I spoke into existence, Zach.
Apparently
Zach,
it is.
Zach, can we ding these teams for stream sniping here? What is this?
I am not questioning it as a Rhine man at heart. I am very happy to see the Rhine.
Honestly, if I was going to have anybody in the booth with me today for a Rhine showdown, honestly, there are few people I'd rather pick other than you. We are off to the races. These comps looking somewhat mirrored here. We got a Juno on both teams, a Cass on both teams, the Rhine on both teams. Our only kind of different picks are the May from Mark, Junk from OG Buns, and Squirms and Biscuit on the Ana and Kiri, respectively.
Yeah, I mean, as we're breaking out into Icebreaker, Buns known as a junk specialist, and as we say that, Biscuit is the first to fall on the side of Houston. No Kiri on the field, no cleanse for these binates, and Dragon Master coming up quickly, taking down beatdowns, and Miami getting first cap at this point. I mean, if you ask me on paper, looking at both of these teams, yeah, I'm gonna prefer the comp out of Houston. I like seeing the May, I like seeing the Cassie. It's a very classic. If Storm overextends, that May can put the wall up and immediately get punished. As I say that though, Biscuit eating a fire strike from Storm, again, the first to fall. You can't afford to have that if you are Houston. Tire out, picks off Insanity. There goes the hit scam Phenom down on the side of Houston, and it is Miami coming in strong. Coming into this first map.
This Houston team has got to stop trickling into this Miami defense here, or front line, whatever you want to call it. Because if they get separated, they don't push together, and they'll get slowly picked off one by one.
Yeah, marked up immediately getting the ice block forced early, wall out, doesn't manage to get anyone isolated off, but beatdown's falling extremely low. Storm springing the hammer as fast as possible. Yes, manages to take that beatdown. Storm ahead, getting really far ahead. Biscuit falling extremely low, but marked up, managing to freeze Storm before Dragon Master turns around and picks him off. Biscuit sent a kunai straight into OG Bun's head, but pays for it with his life thanks to Kamani. As both teams are trading out, it is Miami still sitting in favor of this point, and Houston falling by the wayside. Insanity does manage to turn around and find an exit pick onto Squirms as Big Green falls, but it's still this Houston team trying to trickle in, trying to get something done. Finally, with the tank back, but beatdown's pinning it off towards the objective, giving up the point. Insanity falling extremely low, needs to play that natural cover, and unfortunately peaced out just at the wrong time. Dragon Master turns around, sends a bullet straight into his head. Suzu out on the side of Biscuit, and Marked Up answers back with an icicle straight into the dome of the Cassidy. It is coming extremely low, coming extremely close. Both teams fighting out. Oh, orbital ray down from Kamani, trying to get something done, but Biscuit and Marked Up answering. Big Green and Marked Up, answering back. But both these teams still fighting out, and no one has managed to put the point. 99% onto the board, and finally Flip coming through. Shatter down, manages to get Storm down, does not fall thanks to the nano from Squirms, giving him that extra protection, but beat down in Insanity, turning around, finding the final blows, and this will be all Houston in the kill feed. They finally get cap at this point and are finally starting to take up some percentage on it.
And three ults there coming out from that Miami lineup, but 2 still left to go with the Deadeye and Shatter still up. I mean, that was an expensive team fight for both teams here, but you know, in the ultimate economy, they're relatively even.
Relatively even. It's expensive, but you needed to win that if you were Houston. The fact that they kept trickling in, it just let Miami just say, fine, you want the point, we'll install it to 99, and they finally give it over. But what this means with Dragon Master and Storm having their ultimates in tow, Insanity either has to pop off and get a massive value out of his overclock. As they say that, though, Buns does fall to marked up as they trade out. Or, you know, just a quick shatter from the side of Storm. Hammered down, does manage to get 2, and Dragon Master answers back with the Deadeye. Squirms and Dragon Master answering back, finding 3. Insanity pops the overclock, but does not manage to find anyone before falling to the Bionative Squirms. And that'll be Miami flipping the point at 99%. 99 to 69, first round going in favor of Miami.
And Miami really coming out here strong. I mean, this Houston lineup has got a record behind them, which is frightening. I mean, it's I wouldn't say that, I don't know if they're the boogeyman of Emerald, but you don't play games with Houston. Not at least, and if you do, they're probably not ones you're winning.
This is the same thing we ran into with the Dallas team from last season. You want to watch a team that's systematically taking over and dominating in the regular season. This is that Houston team, and they have the talent on it to prove it. But so far, that talent isn't showing up. Insanity off of the Sojourn onto the Sombra of all picks, and Beatdown saying, okay, no more Reinmir, let's go to the Ramatra. Let's see what happens if the counter comp comes out.
You know, there's something about not respecting Rhine matchups, though. We have seen this turn out horribly. It's it can't really be quantified. You know, we can't really put numbers to it. But if you don't respect the Rhine matchup, you got some bad juju coming your way. You know, some bad karma.
Bad karma. I mean, Houston opting to rotate low and get the first cap of the point, which is working out for them, especially with this poke style. But as I say that, Bun sends a conch mine out and manages to pick off Biscuit. That's the Kiriko down. Again, Biscuit first to fall in this fight. Can't afford that for this Kiriko player.
Absolutely, and slowly edging towards point as Squirms takes out the pick onto the May. Sombra behind, though. I mean, any moment now, Sombra could drop.
Yeah, any moment the Sombra could...
Hopefully.
Yeah,
or the Junk could pick her out.
Yeah, but
both.
with that...
Junk picks her out.
Why not? Why not? You'd like to see it if you are... You'd like to see it out of the Junk specialist. This is from the side of Miami. But critically, with Biscuit first to fall, a crucial Biohate on the side of Squirms lands onto Marked Up, takes the May out, and Houston and Miami have to Houston has to give up the point because they're just down two. They're down 2 players, and now we are watching Miami lap Houston in point progress. But as I say that, Maywall out, and Squirms falls to the hands of Big Green. Juno on both sides, but Buns turns around, picks off the tank. Storm falling extremely low, pinning back towards his supports, back towards his team, getting out with his life as Dragon Master turns around, picks off the May for support. Insanity does turn around and pick off the Cassidy, but Buns answers back on the side of Miami, and it is 50% in favor of Miami for Antarctic Peninsula.
I mean, this is great and all, but you know, this looks like tower defense here on the part of Miami. This Houston lineup is just not sticking together on these pushes. We do know it is Emerald, but I have seen this team perform with a surprising, shocking amount. Completely not Emerald-like, you know, cohesion before. It's a team that's been capable of it and shown it off many times as Marked Up gets taken out on that high ground by that tire from OG Buns. Dragon Master taking down Insanity, and Biscuit finally getting the pick on the Storm. But they are still down 1.
yeah, as we're going through, we're watching both these teams come through, but it is Houston coming up in the kill feed. And they finally flip with 90% on the board for Miami. This is a long, drawn-out fight, but Houston are playing it the way they want to, which is to poke and take advantage of the range, take advantage of the distance, and force out this Miami team to come to them to fall early. The problem is, as they've been trying to do that, it has consistently been marked up, Biscuit, other members falling almost immediately, as Kamani opening up with the orbital ray. What can she get done with it? Is scoring the rest of the team in. Nano out onto the Reinhardt. Shatter goes down, manages to get marked up, but all the Qs are coming out. Dragon Master with the Deadeye, managing to rip marked up, but beatdowns through the Annihilation, takes down Kamani. All these teams going through, but it is Houston coming up clutch in the kill feed as the big ultimate fight comes down, and Squirms is the last one trying to make his way out. But on the legs, Insanity trying to run him down. Can he get it? And is eventually going to get it. Beatdowns will seal the final blow, though. But that is a huge stagger on the side of Miami, and that'll get Houston into a one-fight territory for this point to even out and go on to round 3.
And very big there, we're noticing the Mauga pick from Storm here, no longer playing on that, on the Rhine matchup or anything like that anymore. Very big on the part of Houston to live through the massive amount of ultimates that Miami just dropped on them, and Miami's ult economy is absolutely dry. There's nothing in that well. They're able to take out the turret here, and Sanity takes out Dragon Master, though. And it's going to be up to them here to try and take this point back.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Storm is the next to fall to the hands of Insanity. It is looking like Houston is going to clean this up, and we are going to round 3.
We sure are. I mean, I'm loving how contested this is. Both of these teams, showing off. Having casted and watched Houston play before, though, they've got a bit of a rhythm to how they play. They start off slow. They might even lose map 1. I was specifically, I'm thinking of the Detroit match here versus Houston a week or 2 ago, but it wasn't great. Yeah. On the side of Houston at the beginning, and no one was expecting them to lose a map, but they they have that slow start, and then they ramp up, and the next thing you know, you've got an angry nest of Houston Hornets out searching for blood.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's what we might be seeing here, the very beginnings of with that point take. But it's a bit too early to tell just yet.
It's a bit on the early side to tell, but looking at both of these comps, these tanks, okay, no one wants to run Ryan anymore, that's perfectly fine, but it looks like these tanks are trying to mind game each other a little bit, and Beatdowns is kind of winning a little bit, picking the Zarya, having the cleanse on their side, going up against now the Junker Queen and Ana Bionate. Storm popping the commanding shout out early, trying to get something done. Unfortunately, is not able to find anyone for his troubles, and it's going to be the turret on the side of Houston taking down Dragon Master, and Beatdowns lasers down Storm. Storms does turn around and get a closing trade onto Insanity, which is nice if you like to see from Houston, but it is just all Houston in the kill feed as Miami forced to back up. Storm immediately off of the Junker Queen onto the Reinhardt.
I mean, honestly, the turret, as always, not missing a shot. Fantastic gameplay by the turret. You love to see it. I mean, pretty much almost an aimbot, I'd say. But Miami finally, Miami finally regrouping here, though, pushing up in on the side, switching back to that Rhine. Storm, both these tanks really just playing the counter game. And Storm has gone in, completely just ignoring his team, somehow doesn't die for his troubles, manages to walk his way back out. Didn't get collapsed upon.
You gotta say thank you, Kamani, for giving me that speed ring to get me out of there. Huge grab. Yeah. Huge grab, manages to finally get cleaned up from the side of Beatdowns, Insanity, and marked up. And it is Houston still in the kill feed, still on the board, 7% in counting.
Marked up, buddy. There's no way you're trying to 1v1 the Ana right now. Takes her out. What a stagger.
Yeah, the Ana, sure, you have to say thank you, Insanity, for coming in and cleaning up my mess for what I started. But, you like the stagger.
And she's stuck in there. They're taking down your 13-12 before it all ends. I mean, if you're Miami, go time is now or never, at least on this map.
Yeah, you gotta go. Nano out, Storm pinning in, forcing the Molten Core out. Biscuit has to trade
They might see 9
for his life.
Okay,
Yep.
they made it back.
Yep, and Bun's taking out the tank. That's huge if you were Miami. Counter orbital ray coming down inside of Big Green, but it's a little too late. You probably want that back. What? Insanity investing the tactical visor. I might have spoken a little too soon. It's worth it. It's worth it. They're gonna clean it up. Okay, I spoke too soon.
2v4 Insanity and Big Green, Soldier and Juno take it, and Houston grabs that map. Hey, if you got 2 people with 2 ultimates, you know, it might not necessarily be over.
It might not, you know. It's one of those things that we would see a la San Francisco Shock, where if you invest when you're down and you win, you look like a genius. If you invest when you're down and you lose, your casters are going to call you out for being like, come on, you know you're down how many players and you want to take the risk like that? You know, you got to evaluate your risk reward.
I try not to you know, give him trouble on the cast, but you know, sometimes.
I called it early. That's, you know.
We have a swap. Piper being switched out for Biscuit. Production bias here. Production bias. No bias. Production is never biased. We've never been biased.
Prod is
never. Prod is never biased. Any casting curses are completely perceived.
No. More Ryan. More Ryan.
More Ryan. More Doomfist. More table. Fantastic. But yeah, Houston going up 1-0 in this series. Talk to me. Where do you think we go next? What does Miami look at this and go, that's our map?
Well, if you're Miami, first things first, you're not, you know, you shouldn't be mad about losing that map because it really was close. And you did take round 1 very decisively, and you were in round 2 for the longest time. It really came down to the fact that it just marked up in Big Green, Insanity in Big Green, turned around, popped 2 ults, and managed to just clean up the point, clean up for an OT fight. Like, that is really what it comes down to. Just the fact that 2 players popped off. Otherwise, you're probably still you're still in the series, you're still in the lineup. Although, if you are Miami, if we're going somewhere, if anything, I'm trying to build around the idea of Buns and his Junkrat. Like, find those either, you know, Eichenwald, especially Eichenwald C, or maybe like a Flashpoint Clash, somewhere tight quarters, you can promote a lot of junk spam to come through and cause those stray picks, those stray ones to come in and fall. Because we saw, especially on map 1, on round 1, Biscuit consistently being the first picked, the first one to go down. It lost Houston a lot of time and a lot of progress, and it meant that everyone else on the Houston side needed to clean up and needed to play that much harder to overcome being down 1.
Yep. And we've got our channel point betting out here. Got about 40K, a little over 40K in the pool. 20K to one side, 20.3 to the other. I mean, that's it. We gotta see where this goes.
We're gambling in here.
We're gambling. It's all about the gamba. 45.3. I mean, oh boy. Or we're really believing in this Houston roster here. I can see it. But hey, whoever bet the 20K could be making out, you know, with absolute bank right now. Don't count Miami out.
Again, Houston have been dominant all season. I would not be surprised to see this Miami team find the solution, figure out what the problem on Houston, find their solution, find the win con, and exploit it to get a win, to show that that Emerald is not as top heavy, is not as dominant as people have, as we've seen all season.
Absolutely, and back to our chat here. We're being accused of being gambling addicts. This is incredible. I mean, this is wild. I can't believe this.
I
can't believe it.
I only gamble with my virtual currency. That's all I'm gonna say.
You tell him. Gotta still don't have a map pick here as of yet. Not sure. I'm just not sure where we're headed. I'm really interested.
I mean, if you're Miami, you're probably taking your time to really discuss where you want to go, how you want to break through. Because again, we saw what happened. We saw Houston fall. We saw Houston bleed. And we figured out, we saw how you take advantage and how you can destroy this Houston team. And that is find a target, consistently take them out, make them have to play 4v5, whether that was targeting Biscuit, whether that's target marked up or target insanity. Find someone, take them out, and force them to go, play down. And we do finally have a map pick in. We have Shambali Monastery coming out from the side of Miami.
I mean, we are. Oh boy, I can't read any of that in the
chat. Chat's getting a little wild.
Yep, but Shambali, and we've seen Shambali a lot. Not just in Emerald, but in Ruby this past couple of weeks. I know I played it. I played Shambali twice now, myself, in the past week or so.
We've definitely pulled it a lot, whether we're talking on the side of Dallas or whether I was playing it for Oops All Vibes in CGL. This map, Shambali Monastery, if you are going to the escort pool, this map specifically is really good for those poke styles for that sniper battle that does favor the side of Houston and Insanity. But if you are Miami and you want to force through that brawl of our escort maps in this pool, this is probably your best option to really force the brawl.
Absolutely.
So,
and
yeah.
Is Biscuit going to be switched out for Piper? I guess that's not happening.
No, it's happened. Piper's in the lobby. Biscuit is. Yep. Yeah.
Oh, they swap sides. Okay.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Wait, no, Piper is currently still in. Or
yeah, no, it's
my
it's
bad. Biscuit was in and got swapped out.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm not exactly all there myself, you know.
It's okay. Yeah, that's all good. We're getting there. We do have another swap up coming in. Storm hitting the bench. Dojemeister coming out onto the tank roll. Okay, this is gonna change. This will change up a little bit. What this tells me is, especially with the Miami going this map pick, Houston opting for the defense, it's reading to me like we want to poke. It's reading to me like we want to play, the Sigma, the snipers. Oh, never mind. Okay. As Miami are settling their roster, Storm is back in at tank. Dojemeister coming into DPS, benching Kamani, benching Kamani, and Dragon Master moving back over to the support role. Whew. Think we got this all right now.
There we go.
There.
And now away we go to this Shambali Monastery matchup. The Monastery matchup. There you go.
Yeah.
This is a map with, nice tight chokes, but at the same time, you could definitely flank here, and but I can see some of what is the plan here is for Houston with Insanity on the Widow and Storm, my king. Oh, with the Lucio, with the Kiri, Storm, a doom after my own heart. You know
I can see this. between both of these teams, between both of these lineups, I have a soft spot for what Miami are wanting to run. If this is what they're going to come out on, you have the ability to really clean up this Houston lineup and really start putting the pressure on. But it is high risk, high reward. Storm being one of the few Doom specialists here in Emerald really does have an opportunity to clean stuff up. But everyone else has to come through as gates open up, both teams going out. Insanity is the first to find a final blow, and it's going to turn around on Dragon Master. That's the speed down, but Storm turning around, managing to get down beatdowns. That's no tank on the side, and Storm going in further. What can he get done? Does not manage to find anyone as he goes Doom fishing, backing up, getting care from Squirms as he goes back in, targeting Insanity, forcing Insanity to back up, respect the sidelines a little bit. But both teams going through. Storm again trying to dive Insanity. Doesn't manage to find anything for his trouble, but does distract and keep the Widow occupied. As both teams are coming through, rounding up the second quarter, but Marked Up finally managing to burn down the tank on the side of Miami. And both teams coming through. Dragon Master falling extremely low, does manage to get back behind the corner before falling. But OG Buns, what are we doing back here? Managing to fall to the side of Big Green, and it is all, minute off the clock, and sure, Miami looked a little dominant coming out off the rip, but have not managed to find the same success since, and now need to back up and wait for their team to reset.
Absolutely, and I mean, you're watching this with bated breath, knowing that at any moment, if they really decide to pick Insanity, could just pull off that, but gets picked for the troubles.
Just pick for the troubles.
Going down though.
I'm gonna call out the Lucio player. The Widow sights are up. What are you doing? Why would you choose to be that risky and that aggressive? Sure, you guys do manage to turn around and pick off the Widow in the end, but was it worth it? Arguably, yes. Marked Up's gonna get staggered a little bit, but Dragon Master really playing really risky with this Widow sightlines, not respecting the fact that so far the Widow can just take a head clean off, and no one manages to get Marked Up for his trouble, so Marked Up will be able to get out with his life. Beatdowns in, one bubble out, trying to get through. Storm coming through, and Fox down on the point. Insanity first to fall. Well, the Widow down. It's all Miami up in the kill feed as the tank is next to fall. Big Green falls to the hands of Storm, and it's just Piper at the top trying to send Paper down as much as possible. He's just getting booped left, right, and center, and it'll be Miami taking point one.
And I mean, my question here is this: why didn't they took point? It's fantastic and all. Why didn't they just take out Marked Up back there on the main? It's completely and profoundly alone. But a great grab coming out there, not able to capitalize on it. A waste of grab, and beatdowns goes down. What a massive stagger.
You're almost gonna question Dragon Master for dropping the beat early there, but just knowing what's on the board. But beatdowns managing to take himself out in the process and swapping onto Roadhog of all heroes. Okay, but I get it. You want to slow the Doomfist down a little bit, try to send anything you can. But Storm, you think you're gonna freeze the Doom? Nope, Doom's just gonna pop the ult into the skybox, come down, squashed Marked Up for his troubles, and just going in further. One more can get done. Hook out, does manage to catch the Doomfist, but Storm quickly using the shift to get away, and it's just all coming out. But Big Green does fall to OG Bun's tire. Dojemeister manages to take down the Roadhog, and it's looking like Miami should be coming in close to take point two. Far out from the side of Marked Up, what can he get done? Doesn't manage to get anything done, and has to retreat. Is he able to get away with his life this time? Looks like it, but what they trade for the life of the Pharah, they will get point two on Shambali Monastery as we go into point three.
They certainly will, and I mean, this offense here coming out from Miami is looking downright oppressive right now. I mean, you switch to the Hog, you got the Kiri back there. You would assume that they'd just be able to shut this down a little bit better, but that doesn't seem to be the case. As Doge just got melted, even with beat drop, his health just zeroed out in a second.
Yeah.
As those trades coming out on Piper, and then Squirm's falling as well. I mean, it's okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Was the barrage necessary? Really?
Probably not necessary, but you know what? Credit to the Pharah. Did manage to get the entire ultimate voice line off before, without falling. So, you know what? Single clap to the Pharah. You survived pressing Q.
And people are asking what the heck a hog is doing on Shambali. I have no idea, but this pig's got a nice coat.
The pig's got a nice coat. The pig's trying to slow down this Doomfist, but it's Storm on the Doomfist. I will tell you right now, this is one of our specialists in action on this team.
Absolutely. I mean, these attempts to shut down Storm, I mean, it's worked once, but remains to be seen if they'll get it, any more than that.
Yeah.
He's playing very aggressive, but they're holding this corner, and this might not necessarily work out for them.
Yeah.
Insanity taking down OG Buns there, and the Pharah's just rolling through the back line. Completely uncontested.
Yeah. Doge is finally off of the Reaper onto the Soldier to try and put some pressure onto the Pharah. Dragon Master falling extremely low. Thank you, Squirms, for the paper. But Insanity turns around, picks off Doge, picks off Dragon Master, and yeah, it's just okay. It's it's slow fights, but Houston finally found the answer and finally got some sort of stabilization down. When Squirms wall climbing, getting up to a high spot, gets out with their life. You love to see it, but Big Green, okay, turns around, finds the pick onto the Doomfist. I'm not sure how that happened, but okay. Hook out, doesn't manage to hit anyone, but both the team poking, posturing, and Storm off of the Doomfist onto the Malka. Oh my. Okay. No more fun allowed.
And what we're watching here is, I mean, Storm has had enough. The tire going down there, great kill there by Marked up onto that tire. And we've got ults. We've got action.
We have a Q fight initiated, but through all of that, it is Miami turning up and coming up positive in the kill feed. I mean, Squirms onto the Ana. It just through all of that, you'd like to see that pick coming out. One crucial Bionate can shut down that Hog, can shut down the Juno ult, but the cleanse on the side of Houston.
Ooh, big Hog ult, but he see Storm. He does. Storm's gonna live though, pretty much at 1 HP, but it's gonna be enough. That is definitely gonna be enough right there.
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh my goodness!
Okay.
Oh my! Oh, there's no way they C9 with 4 people around that payload and only 1 player on the. Oh my! Oh no!
Arnos, I have a trade offer for you. Gonna give you 1 Lucia with a bunch of Aura.
I have my face in my hands right now. I can't believe it.
Guys.
They completely forgot.
They forgot.
They forgot.
It's been 0 days since our last C9.
Oh no.
It's been 0 days since our last C9.
Somebody go reset the C9 counter. We had it yesterday. Oh no. Oh no. You hate to. I say you love to see it, but you really don't. You gotta feel bad for him. Oh no. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that hurts.
Well.
We've certainly seen something.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this before, I'll say it again. We've seen C9s of all sorts, even in Ruby. But this just, that one just hurts.
Yeah.
That one physically hurt.
I mean, Buns going right up to the spawn doors is very lucky to escape with his life. Doesn't fall. If he fell that early, there you go. Like that's That's first corner, and that's first corner down, and you're gonna watch me mauled on cast again. But
to trash can, quick one. To trash can asking in the chat if it's a C9 and if one person gets booped off point. If there weren't 4 people and 1 Lucio on there, I could understand it.
yeah,
But Lucio didn't boop all of them. Lucio booped 1. The rest of them could have walked, could have sashayed to that point.
Nope, there are no excuses. There are none.
There are no excuses on that play.
There is absolutely none. Nope. I will not elaborate any further. As I say that, though, we have a high energy Zarya on the side of Storm trying to melt down anyone who dares push this corner where the payload is at. And yeah, both teams poking, posturing, trying to get something done. Far going through the tiny room, trying to set up a pincer, but getting scouted out by everyone else on the side of Houston, on the side of Miami, sorry. As both teams are going through. Yeah, Insanity needs to find some sort of opening pick on the Widowmaker. Falls extremely low, has to back up, has to get care from his supports. But as I say that, Bionade out, beautiful support play from both the supports on the side of Miami to keep Dojemeister alive long enough for beatdowns to fall to the hands of Storm. Sure, Insanity finally gets the pick off on the Widowmaker to justify, but it's a 4v4. Now it's a 3v3. Tire out. Buns manages to rip it and find Piper. There we go. Marked up falling extremely low. Needs to use all of the rocket movement to back up. And Storm, very smart, playing for his life, playing to maintain that high energy on that Zarya. And yeah, Arnos, we are 2 minutes into this round. Miami have not managed to really push past this first corner. And Insanity off of the Widowmaker onto the Bastion, trying to send some more firepower at it.
Absolutely, and here we go. The ult's coming out here from Miami. They're tired. They're tired of sitting in there, and in that passage. They're gonna walk forward, pick out Dojemeister, and at this point, I mean, marked up going down to the Junkrat though. OG Buns showing that mastery as Beatdown takes out Storm, and I mean, turn around, guys. Collapse on that payload any day now.
Yeah, please, guys, there is just a Juno. Please look at the Juno. There are multiple. God, why did the Juno survive that long? Big Green is laughing all the way to the bank as everyone on the side of Miami needs to turn around and pop some more ultimates. But Miami finally stabilized, and they stabilized crucially before the payload hits the checkpoint.
60 seconds.
And Arnos, I want to go back for a second. We saw Houston, Big Green and Beatdowns, excuse me, popped their ultimates extremely early in order to take that space. And Miami said, okay, we're going to kite back. Sure, they lost Dojemeister in the process, but Dragon Master, crucially, with the later orbital ray, was able to come down, send it out. And that is how Miami, were able to stabilize right at the end of it. As I say that, though, Marked Up does manage to turn around, take down Storms, as both teams going through. Piper and Marked Up popping their ultimates as well. Miami have to see this over, but not before taking it down to about 2 minutes 50 seconds on the clock.
Absolutely, chopping that time down is imperative. I mean, they need every single second that they can get here. I mean, they got a real chance at winning here. I mean, a full push with 15 might not sound like a lot, but it really is.
I mean, it doesn't sound like a lot, but keep in mind, this is Shambali Monastery. This map is notoriously difficult to finish, notoriously defender favored. So even finishing the map with time on the clock is enough. But that being said, Miami coming into this fight, we have a Riptire, we have a Graviton Surge coming out. Oh, Houston have absolutely nothing in the bank. Miami, if they are smart, they win this fight clean. They can come in and start a defensive hold.
All right, and here we go. I mean, a big. Oh, that's a 5-man grab. Right, let's go. What a grab! Incredible grab there by Storm. Love that Zarya gameplay, and they're gonna basically just wipe the team for that. I mean, it is free real estate here.
Tiger on the tank.
And there you go. All 5 go down. Fantastic grab there from Storm. He can play more than one hero.
I mean, hey, we will call him a Doom specialist for a reason, but this man is showing why he is one of the top tanks in Emerald this season. Put some respect on his name.
Do it, and with 1:20 here to go, Houston is not on the back foot just yet. but they're gonna have to work for this one. As Buns, as I say it, speaks it into existence. Insanity and Big Green fall. Beatdowns takes out Doge there. Buns takes a third there onto Beatdowns. I mean, what a 3K there coming out from that Junkrat.
Beautiful. Yeah, beautiful play from the Junkrat. I'm going to call Dragon Master out a little bit. You definitely did not need the Orbital Ray at the very end, especially when Buns gets a 2K right off the bat with the Riptire. A little bit of a wasted ult from the side of Miami, but, you know, as you're coming into this final fight, you do have a Nanovisor on the table. This might be just enough.
And we've got we got less than 30 seconds on the clock here at this point. And we're getting into final fight territory as the Ramalt goes out, immediately antied, slept, and marked up, takes down OG Buns, flank barrage, takes it all out, and that's it. With a minute 45, they take point B.
Yeah, good if you're Houston. You know, you had to blow 2 ults for it. Unfortunately, you know, I hate to harp on it, but Dragon Master, you are kicking yourself if you are Miami for letting the Orbital Ray rip in a fight that was entirely won off of OG Buns' tire. If you had the Orbital Ray there, you could stabilize, you can maybe draw it down into OT. A little bit of a mistake, unfortunately, that is getting paid for now, but this Miami team is not out of the map yet. As I say that though, Insanity turning around, managed to pick off Dogemeister with the assist from the Orbital Ray, managed to burn down OG Buns as well, marked up, turns around and finds Squirms. And Storm, high energy, needs to either stabilize Blaze's life or get out of there. Huge grab, managing to get everyone off the cart, and Dogemeister ripping the attack visor. Dragon Master turns around, finds one, and Dogemeister is in at the cart. Please care. Dogemeister trying, staggering so long. OG Buns, nano out from Squirms onto the Junkrat as well. Bionade out, no cleanse onto the tank, falls extremely low. Can we burn down Beatdowns? Unfortunately, he's not able to get him down from Annihilation time. And Insanity dropping the Bastion ult from spawn, managing to get one. And Dragon Master with the Orbital Ray, there we go. Stabilization down, Beatdowns has to pop the ultimate, gets purple for his trouble, and falls almost immediately. Marked up does turn around, pick off the Tracer, but Dragon Master is cleaning up. And thankfully, if you are Miami, you have stabilized right before the time has fallen off. It is just Insanity left, trying to get something done, gets slept for his troubles, gets burned down by the Zarya, and we are 1-1 in the series. What a map.
And there you go. I mean, that is that. I am at a 10K channel points. That's more than half my stock gone. And that's it. We are in. We're in for a real series here. I mean, they almost had it there on the side of Houston, but just couldn't make it out, you know? Just barely.
Just barely. It's so unfortunate that that they fell at the very end, and I will bring it back to that C9. Unfortunately, if you are Houston, you are kicking yourself because yes, there was one Lucio that was able to boop one person, but there are 3 other people on that map that couldn't touch a point. If you're able to touch the point, if you're able to stop it there, who knows where we're going with the outcome of this map. But one C9 is what lost Houston that map.
That is, if you are Houston, you are going to be kicking yourself for that for a long time. And I will join in because that was 10K of my channel points out. I can't have Andrew telling me I'm a gambling addict, you know? Just in. Gambling news from United Rogue Overwatch here. Just wanted to let every single one of you know that Andrew Ninja has lost 45K channel points. Trash Can is weeping in the chat. I mean, it's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. People have lost homes today.
People have lost homes today. It looks like Saucepan from Pitt has won big by believing in Miami. And you know what? I'm right there with you. I'm here for an exciting series of Overwatch, and it's looking like we're going to have an exciting one on our hands today.
And with the new bets going out in chat, all the money's on Miami. You know what? I'm going to put the rest of it in. Hold on. I shouldn't, but I will. Let's put it on. Let's put it on Houston. Even out those numbers a little bit. I am officially out of channel points. That's it. I got nothing left. There's nothing. There's nothing left in this tank.
There's nothing
Done
left.
deal. That's it.
I mean, at this point, Arnos, if you're Houston, you know, we do have a sub coming in. Piper is coming out. Biscuit is coming in. But if you're Houston, that's a very tough map to lose. To fight and get that hard, get that close into it, and then watch it all of a sudden crumble away. I was going to ask where you want to go. We have the answer in chat from Biscuit. Biscuit and Houston are calling for a Saravasa. What do you think of the map pick?
I mean, I'm going to be honest. There's one problem now that needs to be solved, you know, and that is, I mean, it's just team cohesion, you know. I say that because I have seen this team perform at such a high level for Emerald, you know, such a very, very, very high level, you know, as far as sticking together, moving as one. If you go back and watch VODs of me casting this team previously, you'll hear me say time and time again that they don't look anything like an Emerald team. You know, they can move as a unit. I don't know what's going on today. Sometimes teams and players have, you know, off days, off weeks, but you know, it's not an off month, I can tell you that much.
I mean, if you want to bring it back to that map, you know, what's the Houston playbook? The Houston playbook for a lot of this series, a lot of the time, has been Insanity, go play Widowmaker, or go play a form of single shot hit scan and take out the rest of the competition. And what was the one thing that we saw on Houston's attack? We go 2 minutes in, Insanity barely is able to get one pick on the Widowmaker and then says, screw this, and swaps over to Bastion. No more Widowmaker, no more firepower, no more single shot lethality.
Absolutely. And I mean, this being said, I mean, we've got great stuff coming out from Marked Up, you know. I've really been liking that far, I will say. In Insanity, I'm going to be honest, Insanity's map, as far as his map, you know, really his map, emphasize his map, is Circuit, right? It's the Widow on Circuit, you know, throw Insanity on defense on Circuit Royale, and it's just a show. It is a clip reel, it's a show. We've had some of the most incredible DPS highlights ever in Emerald come out from that map from Insanity.
And yeah, I mean, if you're Miami, you're smart. You're saying, okay, Insanity wants to play Widowmaker. We're not letting Houston have Circuit. We are going to purposely play we are purposely going to play an escort map and take it right out of the pool. But,
I mean,
yeah.
taking out Shambali there, you know, is that's big. Oh, is it big?
It is very big indeed. We have some other subs coming in on the side of Miami. OG Buns off of the DPS role onto the Reinhardt. Dragon Master coming back in onto DPS. Kamani coming back in as well. And Storm hitting the bench, taking a map off. You know, as we're opening up into market, both teams coming out. The Ryan versus the Zarya. You got, you know, Ryan bias aside, the Ryan is favored every single time. Beatdown's not opting to go into this Ryan mirror. Got a little schooled initially, choosing to not go for it. But Insanity, quiet map last time, turning around, immediately finds 2 for his troubles. And it's just Dragon Master needing to use the Wraith form to get all the way out. OG Buns does fall. Unfortunately, the Hyper Ring from Kamani isn't in time to save him, and it'll be the Reinhardt falling. Dragon Master tries to TP out, falls almost immediately, and it'll be Houston taking first cap of market.
And I mean, great work there from that. I mean, it's Insanity on Hitscan is just, it's great to watch. It feels like watching, like, you know, the Emerald version of Choco. This is what it looks like, you know. Yeah, there will be picks. There will be more than one pick. And it's going to be Insanity's name in front of it.
I mean, I called him out before getting into this map. He had a very quiet map on map 2. showing what, you know, short-term memory, you know, calm down, shake the nerves off, and let's go. OG Buns throws a fire strike, manages to pick off the fire almost immediately, gets left for his trouble, and answer back, pin in, trying to, you know, swinging through, trying to find anyone. Insanity turns around, finds the Ana, but it'll be beat down, falling to the hands of Dojemeister, but not before taking out the other support on the side of Miami. Miami finally, you know, get the cap off, do manage to stabilize. Dojemeister popping down the heal station. Immediately behind, Buns does not swing the shield around fast enough to protect his soldier, and is just this far out in the kill feed.
It is, and we've got a point flip. I mean, here we go.
I mean,
Suravas has become competitive.
Suravas has become competitive, and I have been the Reinhardt on the other side. You have to be head on a swivel, swing faster, because no support there.
In there.
You can't afford to let your
you love to see it.
DPS go down. Insanity popping the Deadeye, managing to pick off Dojemeister. I'm not sure where the shield was in time from Buns. Maybe a mistake, not entirely sure. But it's looking like Houston should be taking Marketplace. Nano Owl into the Reinhardt. Shattered down, manages to get 3, but marked up, sends the barrage in, picks off the Reinhardt before any more damage can be done, and it'll be Houston taking Market.
I mean, what a smart play there to make sure your team doesn't get cooked by, you know, by Marked Up. I mean, he saw the shatter, quickly kills him, and they get that fast rotate to next point. Let's see if it pays off. I want to see this team succeed.
Yeah. I want to see some, you know, I want to see both these teams succeed. I want to see competitive Overwatch, and what I'm seeing so far has been lovely to see. As we're coming into this fight, Houston, 3 ultimates on the table. Well, Miami coming up onto 2 of their own. Fox out immediately from Biscuit, and Bionade out onto OG Buns. Does not manage to fall, manages to get behind the corner in time to get cleansed for the Bionade to wear off and get healed up. Kamani falling extremely low. Someone needs to heal her, or she needs to get out. But unfortunately, does not get out in time. Falls to the hands of Markta. Dojemeister ripping the ultimate. Another, and we're pressing Qs all over the place. But Dragon Master turns around, manages to send a Deadeye into Biscuit's stall before falling to the hands of Beatdowns. And it is Houston still in control at this point. Buns does fire strike Beatdowns down, which does reset the energy. But Insanity turns around, punishes the Reinhardt for his hubris, and it is still Houston holding this point as we are 60% and counting.
Absolutely, and I'm over here defending Insanity in the chat. I mean, I didn't say Choco. I said Emerald version of Choco. You know, but absolutely. I mean, the dominance on hit scan is huge, but this team is coming in. I mean, Miami want it. Miami needs it. And
Yeah.
Miami get it.
Miami do manage to drop the Kitsune Rush from Kamani, and that forces Houston to back up and give him the point. Shattered down, Buns falls, even though the hammer does land down. Bionade out, but that is all the cleanup you're going to get. As I say that, though, Dragon Master turns around, picks off Insanity. That's the hit scan prowess down. But everyone else on the side of Miami is falling to a high energy Zarya and Pharah in the sky. And it's looking like this point is going to go in favor of Houston as well. No one from the side of Miami are able to touch in time. And we are going to round 3.
We certainly are, and I mean, it's a bit rough out here. You know, you want to see some signs of life here from this Miami roster. Great plays coming out here and there, but this momentum built up by this Houston team has not been broken as of yet.
I'm gonna say it. You're trying if you're Miami, and you're trying if you're Miami, but Marked Up answers for 2 with the barrage, managing to get both DPS on the side. Buns falls extremely low. Marked Up gets a 3K for it.
Okay, 4K.
But yeah, why not? Thank you, Beatdowns, for the bubble for letting me survive, and
if
go from
you don't solve the Pharah problem will solve you.
I mean, I know it's a little unconventional, but like, yeah, you have the double hit scan. You know, Kamani onto the Lucio now. We don't really know her as a Lucio player, but Buns pinning in, gets grabbed for his trouble.
Exploded on.
Yeah, why not? You punish the Rhine for the hubris. And if you're Houston, yeah, it's insanity marked up in the kill feed. What else is new?
Absolutely. But it's so big for them to, not too many ults. They didn't all blow ults all at the same time, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what I am reading there in chat from beatdowns. That is
That what the kids are saying these days?
absolutely out of pocket. 80% though here on the side of Houston, and are they going to be able to crack this offense here? As we might be getting into final teamfight territory. Insanity takes out Doge, and they're a pick in.
Yep. They're going to try, but we're backing away from the point. And unfortunately, Buns does get the nano, manage to pin in. And finally, some picks are going in favor. But there's a Pharah in the sky, and it's just a Rhine on point. There is not much you can do if you're the Rhine there except hold shield and pray for your life. And it'll be Houston going 3-0 on Suravasa to take the map and take the lead in the series.
Such a dominant showing there from them. I mean, these other maps have been back and forth, contested, whatever. But you watch Houston on Suravasa, and they just explode. 3-0 dominance, just play, montage plays coming out from marked up on that Pharah. I'm not sure what happened, but if you're Miami, you want to get your legs back underneath you here.
Yeah, and so credit where credit is due. Marked Up gets one in the barrage. If he does not get the bubble from beatdowns, Dojemeister is killing him. And what was a 4K that we just watched in a play of the game is just one. It's just another play. We would have had something else to say on, as casters. Houston might have found the answer, and that's, we're not gonna. You want to run the brawl? All right, answer a Pharah. Find some, find a way to take down the Rocket Queen, and maybe, just maybe, you'll find, you'll put Houston back onto the back foot. So, as we are looking in chat,
I am trying to ignore what I am reading in chat there. I am no, bad beatdowns and bad Storm.
I'm gonna say it, and this is me coming in from a casting side and less of a, this is me coming in from being a caster and just watching the series. If I'm Miami, I have Soup Can in here, we have Doge in here. What are you doing? Go put Storm back in on tank right here, right now. Let him cook on the Doomfist.
I mean, yeah, I don't see any reason why not, and not just because I'm a Doom enjoyer, though. Of course, that is.
Hey, I'm a Rhine enjoyer as well, but the Rhine play I saw out of Buns left a lot to be desired.
Absolutely. And, I want that game 5. I want the game 5.
I want game 5, and I'm sure my
game 5s.
I'm sure Miami can pull it out. Let Buns go back onto the Junkrat, because for what it was worth, yeah, it's a lot of risk reward, but a lot of the time he was finding those opening picks. He was softening up a lot of targets. The same thing that Marked Up wants to do on the Pharah, let Buns do it on the Junkrat. Let your specialists play their heroes. Please and thank you. Overwatch PSA.
We don't want them to be one tricks, but for stream, for the production, for the entertainment
purposes. For entertainment purposes.
We'll take our OTPs, our one-trick ponies any day of the week. Ship them to us. We'll take them. free to a good home.
I mean, so if you're Miami, we have push and we have hybrid left in the map pool. This is your final map that you get to choose in this series, and you need to win it in order to guarantee going into a round 5. Where do you go?
I tell you where you don't go.
Where do we not go?
Well, I mean, Eichenwald is actually not a bad idea. It's they didn't go circuit.
They can't.
I know. I mean, they didn't get the big thing for them, you know, is and honestly, it doesn't matter where you go. You need to kill the Pharah. You know, Houston's Pharah marked up has to die. If you don't kill marked up, your backline will continuously get destroyed. And I get it. They're playing they're playing 2 hit scan. You know, they've got the Soldier, they've got the Bastion. It doesn't matter if that Pharah is not getting focused down.
Yeah,
you know, it's crazy. He's literally getting away with murder, multiple murder here. This is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what map you go to. You gotta focus the Pharah. If that means you gotta go Diva, if that means you gotta go who knows what, right? As much as I'd like to say, you know, Doomfist is the answer to everything, and you can punch her out of the air. Sure you can, but you know it's Emerald, you know, and there are picks that will make this easier than others. I don't necessarily know if Doomfist is one of them. Then again, I know Storm plays more than just Doom.
We know Storm plays more than just Doom, but realistically, I'm looking at it. Sure, Eichenwalde very, very historically favored for Pharah and for the pharmacy setup, which is nice. But Ike third, especially on the attack, very, very Junkrat favored. And you like to see it. I read this pick out of Miami, and it says we are going to play for the fact that we can make it to third and we can let Buns pop off on the Junkrat and punish through a little bit more effectively. But,
it's possible. It's possible. It requires you know what, never mind. They're not going to play the Pharah. They're going to go Torbjorn actually, and you know what? Why do I say anything? There's no more Pharah. You don't have to worry about the Pharah. You've defeated the Pharah. It's a Torbjorn now.
Choices are being made, and if I'm gonna be real, if I am Houston, I think we're making the wrong choice. The Pharah, the Pharah popped off.
Ready to work.
Yeah, Torb, why not? Why not? Like I love the funny short Swedish man as much as anyone else in this chat does, but
I wouldn't say anybody. I'm sure JD's out there somewhere.
Fair enough. But you know, this is just one of those maps where, you know,
what am I watching?
Why would you swap off of something that was so dominant for you last round? You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But that's just me. That's just me from my perspective.
Did he just attempt to go into the stall spot?
I think so. It was not successful. But an attempt was made.
No, it wasn't. I'm unsure as to what I just watched.
Yeah. Poteen's poking through, marked up, sends a straight Cheeto into Buns' skull. There we go. It's now 5v4 in favor of Houston. And
it is. I'm not quite sure what this Are they attempting to capitalize on the Junkrat by going through a closed room? Is that what this is?
I guess, or we're attempting to get some high energy on the Zarya. Suzu out does not manage to get beatdowns in time, but does manage to get bubble up. Although I say that though, beatdowns first to fall, and Buns picks off Biscuit as well. Marked up answers back for 2, and Insanity turns around, lasers down Buns for his trouble, and it's just the Zarya left trying to escape with energy, but no, unfortunately Storm is gonna fall, and that is an extended team kill in favor of Houston.
You know, I'm not sure what exactly the point of that was. They're going to push fast, though, because there's no tank yet back on the side of Houston. I mean, I thought they might have been going for a TP play, but I didn't see a sim. I don't know if there was a junk dive. I'm not sure. I'm attempting to figure out what exactly the plan there was.
You're planning on just playing the poke and the choke battle and having someone win. As I say that though, Big Green is the first to fall to Buns, but marked up sends a Cheeto into Dojemeister's skull. So again, 4v4, but as we are stalling out, we're wasting time. It is favoring the attackers, but Buns, TP, mines up over into a position, and Yep, there we go, and there we go. Biscuit does Suzu a little early. Unfortunately, falls to Buns' tire as all the ultimates are coming out. Insanity does have the sim wall to split down the middle, and Marked Up does have the Molten Core to stall through, but OG Buns falls to the hands of Big Green, and the Zarya falling extremely low. Can we mow him down? Storm, unfortunately, not able to mow him down in time before the Nano comes out, but Dojemeister, Nano Visor for 2, answering back, gets a third for his troubles, and Squirms deals the final blow from Dojemeister to get beatdowns down for a 4th. And it will be slow, Arnos, but Miami finally crack point A and are about to siege the castle.
I'm not quite sure what's going on. I mean, they weren't fighting the choke earlier at all. They were sitting inside the building. I don't... I'm so lost. Hey, you know what? If it works, it works. That's all I can say.
If it works,
it works.
If it works, it works. But it's expensive, it's slow, and it's banking on the fact that you are going to win in the battle of attrition. Not something you typically want to place your bets on. At least it's not the most, optimal way that you would want to play. But I'm not here to question things. They're storming the castle right now. Insanity... Widowmaker finally managed to find a pick, does manage to take Dojemeister out for his troubles, but everyone on Big Green answers back for Squirms, and it is all over. Buns does manage to mine up to the high ground, gets a bullet into his chest for his trouble, and it'll be Miami backing up, and we have a DC.
Insanity has unfortunately fallen. We got a game crash. We have a game crash. Insanity was driving Overwatch past the speed limit. An unfortunate crash.
Yeah,
he'll be back hopefully.
He'll be back hopefully. Luckily though, with Insanity playing, Houston winning the fight the way they have, Miami do have to play on the back foot, so there is enough time for Insanity to come back out once he respawns. And if he does come back,
hold the phone.
What are we
I just saw what our freeze frame on stream was. Did we pause the game as Marked Up was chasing them towards their spawn with Torb Hammer? At 69% ult charge? Marked Up? Can someone get a hold of this Torb? What is this? He's chasing them. There's nobody in front of him other than their team. He's chasing them into their own spawn with Torb Hammer out, wildly trying to take out their ankles.
If he manages to get Dragon Master, he secures a final blow on Dragon Master. I'm pretty sure Storm will just laser him down for his troubles.
This is crazy. Look at our freeze frame on stream is literally that. That's ridiculous. That's just wild.
I'm telling you right now, I will, it's gonna happen if it does. Marked Up thinks better of it.
You know what? I'd love to see it. As OG Buns goes down, and we've got Window.
We got a beautiful Bionade out from the side of Big Green, managing to purple 3 in the back, and Insanity sends a Helix Rocket into Dragon Master's chest, rendering the Window null and void, and everyone on the side of Miami needs to back up.
You're sitting here in choke with a little less than 2 minutes left to go. If you're looking to take this, you got everybody back now. You can't say that, game DCs or something like that. We are a go.
Oh,
no.
Graviton Surge out.
Oh, that's
trade for the lamp, trade for the Molten Core, and...
man. And you know what? If it hadn't been for the Molten Core, that Immort would have just saved every single one of them.
Yep.
Marked Up, fantastic play. Great work between that Torb and Zarya there, comboing those two ults, and beatdowns, mentioning that he is a fan of hot buns. We love to see it.
Yeah, you love to see it as well, as both teams coming through. Storm does have a grab of his own coming in. Dojemeister coming up to another attack visor, so you can see another nano visor off the rip. But OG Buns can also just throw some nades right into a huge Graviton Surge. As I say that, he's Conch Mined up on top of the castle, trying to be sneaky, trying to go see what he can do.
Mark knows he's there, though. Mark knows he's there.
Mark knows he's there.
And takes him out. Oh, the flank Junkrat doesn't work. And what am I looking at here? There's no way. There's no way they just slept the Nano Torb, grab him. He's gotten 2 bubbles now. Oh no.
It's just.
Oh no, but they still managed to lose the team fight. Doge is trying to live. Doge desperately trying to live. Goes down. OG Buns goes down on payload. And with less than 30 seconds left to go, what is arguably one of the greatest bridge pushes we've seen in Emerald falls a little bit flat.
I don't know if Squirms didn't, if there was a miscommunication there, or if the play was to do Grav and Tac Visor and not add the Nano on top of it. But Squirms has a Nano, needs to get something done with it. Dragon Master does have a window coming up for his troubles as well. Lamp out, Insanity. Yep, and there you go.
Andrew, are we there, Andrew?
It's just coming through.
Oh my goodness.
Coming through, and Mark's up manages to get a hammer kill in the middle of it. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, why not? Beat downs, manages to laser down Storm for his troubles, and it's okay. Yep. Why do I bother? Why do I try? Why try analyzing Overwatch when I could analyze chaos ensues with some Torb shenanigans?
Initiating match.
And Andrew realized, I apologize to all of our viewers. Andrew will be disciplined severely for this. I've already taken away all of his Cheetos, and I'm going to be honest, next offense, he's losing every single Red Bull he's got.
next
He in fact does have Cheetos, apparently.
Next offense, he gets Diva banned.
Ready for battle.
But as things are coming to a close, as we are swapping sides, Miami, you now know what you need to do. You need to hold, and you do have some. You have this first point that you can hold through, and their comp does function a lot better on the defense. You can throw a lot more firepower down. You don't need the speed as much to kind of break through. But Houston on the attack, Big Green onto the Lucio, Biscuit onto the Kiriko, and we have a Tracer. This Zarya has her speed. She can move through. If Houston are smart, they can collapse onto a target and rotate through faster and get the series done in a quicker 3-1.
Perhaps, but we are a go. We are an absolute go.
We are a go. And Buns again, first pick onto Biscuit, gets it, turns around, gets a second onto Big Green. You love to see this if you are a Miami fan. Storm turning around, managed to get down Insanity, and Buns sends a conk mine to beat down Skull, resetting the energy. 30 seconds off the clock, and there we go. One team fight one. And Squirms, why not? Let's get a stagger pick onto Marked Up. Just for the heck of it.
Strong hold there. I mean, it's a strong hold.
Yeah. Strong enough hold that, Houston said, all right, enough of the shenanigans. Insanity onto the Widowmaker, Marked Up onto the Bastion. All right, we're going to play for straight picks and take someone down. As I say that, though, Buns turns around, picks off Insanity, and is coming right up to a Riptire. We've seen this junk player get a lot done. What more can he do?
And
Up over the top.
Buns with a Riptire takes out 2.
Why not?
Oh man, third
And
one coming
gets a
up.
third for his
as
troubles. There we go.
Storm takes out the other Zarya. 2:39 left. I mean, you got loads of time, but hey, it only matters if you use it wisely.
It only matters if you use it wisely. And again, Marked Up in Insanity. Another round of swaps coming through. This time onto the Pharah and to the Soldier 76, respectively. We're playing Mystery Heroes, and it looks like these DPS players might have found their limits as Buns again gets Big Green.
I mean, Buns is just dominating. I understand Marked Up's back on the Pharah, but you got a big old Junkrat specialist there, little Aquamarine there holding out. If you don't take him out, this rat's gonna take you down. And they focus Storm. What a smart play. Single out the tank, burn him down, and now you got free reign. I mean, Big Green might be 1, but you can now walk into this backline with impunity, and they do. Houston yoinks that point right away from Miami.
Yes, and it's unfortunate that Storm was caught a little too aggressively there and gets grabbed for his troubles. Very smart play from Biscuit to drop the Kitsune Rush and then everyone on Houston to focus down that tank. That is how Houston were able to rip that point open. We now have 3 minutes, 50 seconds left, and we have to make it halfway through B. Very holdable, especially if we are seeing plays out of this Miami team like we saw earlier. But the error for margin of error is that much smaller.
It certainly is.
Yep.
3:30 here on the clock as Buns takes out one, Storm takes out Beatdowns, and all of a sudden, hey, listen, come on. Were all three of those ults really necessary? Did you even need to use one of them? We just lost Nano, we just lost Tire, and we just lost Visor. I mean, that is devastating to this ult economy. They've still got Window and Grav, but I'm going to be honest, if you are Houston here, you take your time, you get back into the swing of things, you don't get burned down by the Zarya on main. Never mind, they're going in. There come both of the ults they have left. They try to focus down Beatdowns. They only manage to kill the Immort. And the Buns takes out Insanity.
I mean,
and we might be off to the races here. This Zarya is going low.
The Zarya, you need to focus down the Zarya. Unfortunately, the focus fire on the side of Miami was not enough, especially through Dragon Master's Window, to get that Zarya down. All the credit to Big Green and Biscuit for keeping their Zarya alive. And Beatdowns, through surviving all of that, has managed to keep his charge, and Holt is now up to another grab. We have a grab barrage on...
Huge grab. Not gonna get anyone. That Immort right around the corner. They're all anti. They're all one. Not a single one of them is gonna die. And Beatdowns goes down. The high-charge Zarya. Oh, that is so brutal. What a fantastic Immort coming out there. Oh, man.
Huge play out of Dragon Master. Huge play out of Storm as well. To burn down that Pharah. You saw the Pharah move into position. Grab Barrage was the win con, and Storm, high energy, burns down the Rocket Queen before she can get into position. And
no, Dragon Master going down.
Oh
no. Is it possible this push not being enough? Dogmeister on the high ground. Do they see him? They do. And it's just OG Buns. And he's not able to make it. And Houston take it. 3-1 in this series. Houston showing that dominance. Losing the one map, but GG's to both teams.
Yeah.
I mean, great gameplay out of both.
Great gameplay out of both. And don't let the scoreline fool you. This Miami team is a lot scarier than people are going to give them credit for. But also, if you want to find a way to take down Houston, here's the way. It's put pressure onto Insanity, put pressure onto Marked Up, make them uncomfortable. Because if they are not performing, this Houston team is a lot more human on paper.
Absolutely. And I mean, I'm going to be honest, those ults back there just costing them that map and the match. I mean, there's no two ways about it. Yes. If you hadn't burned those ults, you could have done it.
I mean, it's very unfortunate, and the margin for error, the levels that we are talking, this is literally 2 Q presses, and that that cost Miami that map. That cost Miami a series. That's how close they were playing, and that's how good that they looked and could take it in that series.
Absolutely.
It sucks to hear if you're Miami, but you shouldn't be kicking yourselves going into playoffs. With the right maps, with the right coordination, a little bit of time to VOD review and tighten up some comm structures. This is a scary team.
They certainly are. But, I mean, fantastic gameplay out of both. It's not really a question about playoffs or anything like that. We appreciate everyone coming out for this Week 7 match, Houston versus Miami. If you got nothing else, we're going to close this one out.
Yeah, got nothing else. Have a wonderful holiday season, y'all. We will see you tomorrow night, actually, for another UR series. It'll be Dallas Vanguard versus Vancouver. Blanking on the other Vancouver's name, but it's Dallas versus Vancouver tomorrow.
Yep, Dallas versus Vancouver up in Ruby. It'll be myself and Saucepan casting that. You all have a good night.
Take it easy, y'all.